Okay. Let's link decks first of all. All right, now here's the question. Can I record at a really, really fast speed, like automatically from the start? Or does it have to be like an overdub kind of thing? Let's see if this works, first of all. Hey, it works! Okay. Cool. Oh, that just sounds so much better. This one just sounds better. It's actually stereo. Yeah, let's redo this. There's absolutely no reason to accept shitty quality. I wonder if what I'm saying is going to get recorded. It might. If you can hear this, I'm inside you. Okay. So, what do we got? Oh, baby, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so here's my one complaint with the design of this module. The input knobs are too small, and they're right next to your input cables. So if you want to adjust them all by themselves, I have a really hard time. And then this one's even worse because it's got the USB drive here. And yeah, okay, I could mount that on the other side. True. But just the knob itself is like, there's just no friggin' clearance around it when there's a cable plugged in. I kind of wish that wasn't a thing.
But alas, it is. It is. Oh, goodness. It is a thing. It is a terrible, terrible thing. What we do here. Ah! Oh, no! Oh, no.
Okay, I'm going to stop now. What I would like to do, I would like to move the camera. Oh, I could do this. I could just do this by moving the modular itself. Like that. That's gone the wrong way. So maybe I need to move it even closer to the mixer. And it's just not having it. So I need to move it on the table. There we go. That's a little better. Alright. And then I can move my... Let's shrink me a little. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Alright. I like to look over and be able to actually monitor my view and stuff and make sure that things are going well. And with it on the other side of the screen, it's actually blocked by the camera itself. So this is pretty neat. I feel like this needs some serious signal processing and stuff. And I'm not sure what that would entail. Filtering, more than likely. Well, it's got that loop point in there, which is not awesome. Let's just take back the, yeah. So I figured out, by the way, why it was automatically dividing itself when I would do the start time and end time, and there's a setting for that in the Lupa. Yeah, so we could just do this and like just dial it through and like automate that. That would be a thing to do. It's funny, it actually goes up by half step. It's like huh. So that is the half speed. That's double speed, which I actually like. Pretty cool. I also think backwards is cooler. Or maybe what we do is we just pick a note and we like, hey, it sounds good there. Let's build an entire generative blob around that. That is a good idea. And a good idea is a good idea. All right, let's actually run this. I'm going to use the new the Zagreb filter. Also, it's fun to say Zagreb. And I realized what I remembered that term from. It's a city, and they always talked about Zagreb Air Force Base being like bombed or something. I think kind of towards the beginning of the war, if I remember correctly. Which I may not. I don't like that long cable. That annoys me. Has to go from there to there. See, that's too long for the short ones. So I guess long cables it is. Oh, well. We'll use 2 more long cables and 2 more short cables. All right, so this is a real legit thing. If you are not a Eurorack person, or maybe you haven't I almost said dived, like dove. If you haven't gotten into it like 100%, maybe you're kind of just dipping your toe in or something. A thing to think about, and what I'm not going to go back on it because I love it, and that is that a lot of my stuff I run in stereo, right? Which is why I have lots of stereo filters, for example. And one of the reasons I love this mixer and the fact that I got it to be less noisy by changing the power bus adapter, it just makes me pretty ecstatic, because this is 3 more stereo channels and then it's a stereo output. So like this is like a stereo multiplier, and then it's basically got a built-in overdrive circuit. So it's kind of crazy. Anyways, the horror of running stereo is that it's doubles your cables, right? So like a single voice, you know, you might look at my setup when I'm patching and stuff, and you're like, there's a couple things to think about, right? Yes, there's a lot of wires, of course, but how many modules am I actually using out of this? You know, I like to have all of these because, well, part of it's kind of because you can, right? I was fortunate in a few places, and I've been building this system for, you know, like literally years. This is not like I just went out and got everything. But yeah, the cables are a thing, you know? So it's kind of weird. I've noticed this. I rewatch streams occasionally, and I usually just listen to them because I want to make sure that they actually sound good. Or is there something that I need to do? Hey, Francisco, do I need to do something with my stream, with my audio that, makes it sound, how can I get it to sound better, essentially? Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, so this is a problem. Clock number 4 needs to be set to ×1, and then, like, let's jack the tempo down, and then let's save this as setup number 1. And honestly, let's save it as setup number 2 also, because it's It's a good backup when I accidentally hit load instead of save. Or I hit save instead of load or something. That's happened before. There we go. Dot sequencer, melodicers, everybody's running in sync already, just instantly. Yeah, I bought some stackables today actually, because I kind of need them. All right, so here's, by the way, this is the Zagreb, and this is on the band pass. Let's put it in low pass first, and I'm not going to add any Aurora yet. So all the way open. Hey, Jason. No resonance, by the way. Say half resonance. Yeah. So, and then obviously here is high pass. But what I'm really excited about in this thing is the band pass things. And so the band passes are either 18 or 6 dB, high pass and low pass, right? So there's like an 18 and 6, low and high, and then there's a 6 and 18, low and high, and then there's a 12 and 12. And there's a little switch right here where you could switch it between settings. And it's really small, so I can't read it. I still can't really read it. Now it's too bright. So it's 16 and 6, 12 and 12, and 6 and 16. High, low is the order, though. So, so the first one is more like the high pass. So it just folds straight into like a hard high pass, but with resonance, you get some cool overtones. Which, by the way, is a really fun thing to sequence, if you're into that kind of shit. I am. How about this sounds like an F to me, so what about like an F Mixolydian kind of a sound? That'd be kind of dope, The cool thing about this is because it's repeating, it's rhythmic, right? So if we want to redice it, what we do is we just redice the melody. And we get the new... Well, your Mother 32 is a Moog 24 decibel low pass filter, so, that should be a pretty sexy sounding filter. Get on that shit, man. See, that's super cool. You could just make it polyrhythmic. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to number 2. So this, I want to make the CVN2 change the note value. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now, how do we get that there? We're going to need a long cable. CVN2. All right. Let's go like, what we could do is just like an eighth note random, bipolar random. Yeah, just keep it simple. Okay. Well, that's a nifty trick and all, but let's try the different filters. I don't know if I want to use the Aurora for this. I think I might just use FXA reverbs. All right. Now, what about the mid one, which is a 1212, which I think is a cooler sound? Hey, let's wait until tomorrow. Send it to me, and then I'll kind of prep myself for tomorrow, and then like figure out how to get that image on the screen and stuff. I'll be honest, so this is just going to be a vaguely rhythmic album? What? Element. Jesus. I can't talk. Me no talk so good. Oh. Okay, that's the low pass filter on the reverb. really want to put a beat to this, though. God damn it. Yeah, let's just do it. Just following the music, man. That's all. That's all I'm doing, man. Do like me some T-Network's bass drum. That's for damn sure. Let's actually use the kick-all. Or all red cables all day. It's just so wimpy. Yep, gotta VCA it. So now we can use shorter cables. Two Bifaco products that I am disappointed in. The Muck Slicer and the Kick-All. It's like hardly any more. Still a good amount of noise with that mixer. FX8, how lovely you are. Yep. Brother, you need to find yourself some inertia. going to do here. CV in number 2. Let's put it on rest. In there. There it goes. Jeez. That was not a broken in jack. That is for sure. Oh, it's already on rest. Cool. So it should now play. Hey, think twice. Thanks, man. You too. Now it should only play like kind of like once in a while. It'll start doing more. And then it just disappears. All right, but I tell you what I would like to do is disable that stuff for now and get me a buffer. Let's just pull this. Let me borrow your signal for a moment, thank you. Thank you very much. No, man. I just know my scales. Sorry. It's called learn your scales, bro. Yeah, all it gives you is one slider for each note, chromatic, you know, so you have to do a little bit of legwork there. Not that it's hard to look up scales on the internet, you know, because it isn't. You know. You know. Okay. Cool. Let's put this on the playhead. And then need a thing doing a thing on the mod input. Throw that in from that guy, from the junction. The junction, who has one small flaw. I wish the pots had a center detent. That would be nice. It would make it a little bit easier to work with. But they do have a pretty wide zero out area in the middle. Yeah. So we still need to hook up the filter. I had a bad sleep night last night, and I'm on like ultra mellow fatigue mode. Pamela's new Workout Pro is a 4-channel clock and CV module. Or is it? No, it's 8-channel. So it can put out 8 channels of clock, but it can also put out like envelopes, and it can do Euclidean sequences and all kinds of shit. Anything clock related and timing related. Yeah, I was thinking one thing that I sort of lack in here is a swingable clock, and I sort of wish I had that sometimes. Every once in a while, you want a good shuffle groove, you know? So, yeah. Now, the dot could deal with that easy, because you just put yourself in 8th note triplets, shorten the length to 12 instead of 16. Right? Easy peasy. Same with the melodizers. Easy peasy. But the clock source itself is like, you know, a little bit weird. I don't know. We could probably fake it. We could just run everything on an 8th note triplet clock from the beginning, and then just make sure that sequencers are like calibrated and stuff. I could probably do it. Wouldn't exactly be like a good shuffle clock, but you know, it would just be a straight up 66% shuffle, which, you know, it's goofy. Not really that goofy. Hey, what happened to my sound? Oh, it's there. Let's give this, let me give this a couple of different modulation sources here from the 506 on really, really slow, semi-random LFOs. One of them's going to be a negative voltage thing, you know, amount or whatever, and the other one's going to be a positive. And we'll put them both on, like, Pretty good amplitudes here, no offsets. Slow, yeah. So it'll just kind of do its thing. Okay, that's a cool image, Jason. It's pretty dope. It looks like a set out of PUBG. Yeah, that's gonna have to be not a generative ambient. It's gonna have to be a let's get the Model D bass going. And I'm a big fan of the major seventh also. And that's okay. I'll spend the day tomorrow listening to random John Carpenter soundtracks during classes. Okay, how about a slow 16-beat bipolar smooth random? How about that? Can we just throw that directly into the cutoff frequency? I think we can. I think we should. And then use I'll attenuate it down by quite a bit. I want this to be like a mid-rangey drone kind of thing, you know? You know what? That's what we put through the Aurora. We really, like, put some, like, massive reverb trails on it kind of thing. I generally don't have to be convinced to do that anyways, but
little bitty shorty guy cable.
Too ringy. So ringy. Melodicer is just like, no. Maybe a little. I think I'm actually going to put this in the slowest one. So I took one of the sloths, put it through a comparator, so that when it hits a higher voltage, it just turns a gate on completely. That's going to the filter. So basically, when the sloths goes high, the filter shuts off completely. It's completely gone. So it just pops in every once in a while. Hey, Undermine. Comparators are really fun. They're super useful for shit. Like, that's probably the most basic use, is like turning a smooth voltage source into an on-off switch at a certain point. Like, you can use them for like turning sawtooth waves into square waves and shit. And then this thing has a rectifier also, so it like puts out negative or positive pulses, and yeah, it's interesting. I think, maybe you don't, but Moogly's advice is order from Signal Sounds. Order from the UK, especially if you're near a major city. I am shocked how bad Perfect City's shipping is. I'm just gonna say it. That shit should be 3 days. There's no reason not to. The frickin' post office would be faster. I've always been intrigued by the Renee. But I'll tell you, what held me back was the fact that I hate the fonts and stuff that they use for make noise. And, you know, I'm a weenie like that. I've had that set up for like 5 minutes, by the way, ever since I dropped the kick out. Use study, case number 42. Dual melodicers. Now, I have to say, when I was sitting here, I was going, shit, I really wish I had one of these devoted to a bass line. But then that became the Turing machine. To be completely honest, for what I was using this for, the Turing machine might have been an equally good option. But basically, I was using this melodizer, the left one here, to modulate this filter, which is the tambura wave coming from the lubab. Okay. So let's pull this out because that's modulation and we don't need it. So then your range sliders, right? Right in here on the front panel, you've got two sliders for like the lower range and the upper range of what it's going to generate. So if you put them both down to the bottom, it doesn't do anything. So as you bring that up, you increase your range of what it's going to generate. Right? So more of a voltage swing. But if you notice it, it's a pattern. And then, of course, you can eighth note triplets, eighth notes. So you can shift rhythms and stuff instantly. And if you want just a different mix-up, you just dice the melody. And then the rhythm doesn't matter because you're not using the gate out. But then that becomes another potential modulator right there, honestly. So yeah, you probably could. Sure, why not? You could just dupe the volt per octave, right? Stackable or whatever. That'd be easy peasy. So yeah, which actually would be really cool because then, like, yeah, I have two now. See, I made a couple changes. So yeah, uno, dos, and then we have the new the Zagreb filter that I put in. So the vector is now in.
The Vector's got his own little home.
His own little house. Vector pod. Oh. Yeah. So when I want to use this, then see, I just like pull this like cheap, shitty board out that I took from school, and then I just put the pod right here. Boom. And then when I press down on it really hard, and that piece of wood cracks, and it just falls on the floor, and then it explodes in a blinding flash of nuclear fusion, killing us all. Well, that would be bad. So I need a better chunk of wood. This is literally like a shitty whiteboard that somehow ended up in my room. I'm not going to pull it out because reasons. Anyways, I'm going to take off for the night. More than likely, I should be able to be back on tomorrow. Oft times depends on work, but I don't think I don't foresee anything other than, well, other stuff, side business, disc dying. I got to do some stuff, but not a major thing. So, anywho, until tomorrow evening, I bid you farewell and happy Easter.